Hey dude, come to the world of 3D shapes. In this 3D shape world, there were three shapes. They are actually nothing but the cone, the sphere, and the cube. The cube, they were all friends, and they were all traveling in a ship. Well, they keep on traveling in the ship to adventure. They all keep on talking, and the cone asks the sphere, "Hey sphere, tell about yourself." Then the sphere start to tell the story. It starts to tell the story where it actually came from. The sphere is actually a beautiful picture. Do you know how actually sphere came? Yes, if you take a circle and if you put a radius on it, and if you rotate the circle, you're going to get it as a sphere. The sphere is a beautiful picture. All the points on the sphere is actually equidistant from a single point, which is known as the center of the sphere, and the distance is known as the radius of the sphere. And this is very beautiful and so much symmetrical because all the points on this sphere are actually equidistant from the center. So it is the most symmetrical picture, symmetrical 3D shape ever. And do you know about the surface area of the sphere? Yes, sphere going to have only one surface. That one surface is nothing but a curvy surface. Do you need to find out the surface area of the sphere? Surface area of the sphere is nothing but equal to 4 pi r square, where pi is the constant we use, that is equal to 3.1416. It is keep on continuing. We use when the curvy surfaces like a circle going to come into matter, and r is the actual radius. I actually told that is the distance between the center to the any point on the sphere, that is the radius. And to find out the surface area of the sphere, it is very easy. That is 4 times of pi r square, that is 4 times of pi times of 5 square, which is equal to 25. 25 times of 4, which is equal to 100. 600 pi square units. And do you know that you playing a football, you actually using the sphere itself? Do you know how to find out the volume of the sphere? Volume is the actual content it can hold within this, and the volume of the sphere is equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube. And the 4 by 3 pi r cube, you can take like 4 by 3 times of pi times of 5. We have actually taken the radius equal to 5 in the beginning of this, so you can take it out. 5 times of 5 times of 5, 5 times of 5 is 25. 25 times of 5, which is equal to 125. 25 times of 4, which is equal to 475 by 3 pi cube units. That's the actual volume of the sphere. Do you know one more interesting thing, and I'm going to tell you about it? Take this one. You may found sphere everywhere. You may found sphere in the bubble when you were playing with the soap. You found so many bubbles which are actually sphere. The earth is also a sphere, and the orange which you're going to eat is also going to be the sphere. And to get a sphere, take a circle, as I already told, make a diameter and actually swirl this out. After keep on rotating, you're going to get it as a sphere like this. And do you know one more thing, that sphere asked then, "Hey cone, how are you are actually made up of?" Then cone started to tell that it is a very beautiful picture and it's a lot of adventure. Take a triangle. After taking a triangle, make a hole in it and start to rotate it according to this line. Around this line, you're going to get it as a cone. The beautiful picture. Cone is so much beautiful that it is actually not like a sphere. Sphere is actually symmetrical and has only one surface, that is curvy surface, but cone has two surfaces. One is curvy surface, that is the curvy surface around the sphere, that is I am rotating, and this one, it is actually a flat surface. And the flat and curvy surface, and it is they are beautiful. It has not just one radius, it has actually 3 parameters, which is actually the height, which is the actual distance between the base of the cone to the top point, that is tip, that is actually height, and this one is actually known as the slant height. And I'm going to tell more story now. That is nothing but this one. That one is to find out the surface area of the cone. The surface, since they have two surfaces, that is a slant surface and common round surface, which is flat surface. This flat surface, you can find it out, which is nothing but pi r square, which is normal area of the circle. And this one, slant surface, if you keep on split the slant, it's going to become a sector of a circle. Let us say you make a circle and make a sector like a pizza, you're going to get the slant surface. And to find out the area of the slant surface is nothing but a pi r l. Pi r l. You can find it out very easily. Take the height. Height is also here taken as the 5 units, and radius is also 5 units. So this one, it is nothing but a right angle triangle. In right angle triangle, using the Pythagorean theorem, the slant height is equal to root of r square plus h square, which is equal to root of 5 square plus 5 square. 5 square plus 5 square is 2 times of 5 square. 5 square take out of the root, it's going to become equal to 5 root 2. 5 root 2 is the actual length of the slant height of the cone, and you can find it out. The slant surface area of is equal to pi times of 5 times of 5 root 2, which is equal to 25 root 2 times of pi. And the normal surface, which is the flat surface, round surface, which is equal to pi r square, which is 5 square times of pi, that is 25 pi. So after which you're going to get the complete surface area of the cone is nothing but equal to 25 times of 1 plus root 2 pi square units. Do you know one more thing? To find out the volume of the cone, volume of the cone is more beautiful. It is actually the volume of the 1/3 of the volume of the cylinder, having the same radius of the base radius and the same height. Do you know why? Because actually it may look like hollow. You may think it is actually 1.5 or the quarter of times of it, but it is actually lot less than that. That is actually 1/3 the volume of the cylinder cylinder of the same height and same radius going to be equal to the volume of the cone. So the volume of the cone is equal to 1 by 3 pi r square h. Do you know how the cylinder's volume going to be pi r square h? Cylinder actually has a surface which is uniform, so the base surface is equal to pi r square, and the height of the cylinder is h. The complete volume is pi r square times of h, and the volume of the cone is 1 by 3 pi r square times of h. We have already taken that 1 by 3. R is also equal to 5 units, h is also 5 units, so it is 5 square times of 5, that is 5 times of 5 is 25, 25 times of 5 is 125. Its complete volume of the cone is equal to 125 by 3 pi cube units, and the cone and the circle, both of them were keep on playing, and they asked the cube how it actually came. Then the cube start to tell that it is even more beautiful story. Take a square and keep more and more squares one over the one above it, you're going to get it as a cube, and the cube is more beautiful because it is actually uniform. See this, length, breadth and height, all the three areas are actually equal in this square cube, so it is the more beautiful. After the sphere, it is also very beautiful picture, and after which the shape, there were 6 surfaces to the cube. The 6 surfaces are nothing but squares. Here also square, here also square, this one, this two, this 4 surfaces are 4 walls, and above and below are also 2 surfaces. So the surface area of the cube is equal to 6 times 6a square, which is 6 times of 5 square. 5 square is 25, 25 times of 6, which is equal to 150 square units. Do you know the another one thing? The volume of the cube is equal to a cube, because the normal cuboid has a volume of length times of breadth times of height, but it is all the 3 are actually equal, so it is a times of a times of a. So we have already taken that side length is equal to 5 units. So here also the volume is 5 cube, which is 5 times of 5 times of 5, which is equal to 5 times of 5 is 25, 25 times of the 5 is 135 cube units. Do you know in your birthday you are going to use both the cube and actually the cone. Cone you used to wear as a hat for a decoration purpose, and the gift they're going to give is actually the cube. And do you know one more thing, that they are not the only 3D shapes. There were even more 3D shapes which are actually beautiful. One of those beautiful shapes is nothing but the pyramid. The pyramid is so much beautiful that you have never found so much beautiful. There were different types of pyramids. One is actually triangular pyramid, the other one is square pyramid. The triangular pyramid is here, and the square pyramid you are going to find in the Egypt. Do you know how the type of the pyramid depends? It depends on the base. If the base is triangle, it is triangular pyramid. If the base is square, it is square pyramid. If the base is pentagon, it is pentagonal pyramid. And the number of triangles depends on the base. If the base is triangle, the number of triangles is going to be 3 triangles. If the base is square, in the Egyptian pyramid, there are 4 triangles are on its walls. And in triangle pyramid also has a tip like the actual cone. It is similar to cone, but not instead of one curvy surface, it's going to have many surfaces, that is many flat triangular surfaces. Do you know that the area of this one, the surface area of this pyramid is beautiful, because the surface area is equal to the base area and the area of the number of triangles. That is, the base area is actually the area of this triangle, and number of triangles 3 times of the area of this triangle. In square pyramid, the surface area is equal to area of the square, and number of triangles, there were 4 triangles, 4 times of the area of the triangle. Do you know the volume of this one? The volume of the pyramid is nothing but equal to 1 by 3 times the height of the base area, which is similar to the cone, whose also volume is also equal to base area times of 5 times of 1 by 3, and to the pyramid's volume also 1 by 3 times of 5 times of base area. Do you know one more thing? Even more beautiful shape is actually the prism shape. The prism shape is this. This is a prism shape. You may found it on the rooftop. Yes, the rooftop of the home. When the rain comes, it will fall out. When the snow comes, it will going to fall out. And the rooftop actually has, this one is actually the triangular prism. This triangular prism actually has 3 rectangles and 2 triangles. The 2 triangles are actually parallel to each other. The surface area of it is very easy. That is 2 times of the area of the triangle, and the 3 times of the area of the rectangle. The 3 times of the area of the rectangle is length into breadth, and the area of the triangle, they are actually the equilateral triangle, root 3 by 4 a square. And do you know there are different types of the prism even? Yes, there are square prism, actually the pentagonal prism, hexagonal prism. Yes, this side determines the type of the prism. If it is a square prism, it is going to form a cuboid, and the 4 rectangular surfaces are present. If it is a pentagon, the 2 triangles, instead of 2 triangles, you're going to have 2 pentagons and the 5 rectangular surfaces, and it keeps on continuing like this. I keep on telling more and more things like this. Just follow my channel like this, even 3D shapes, about geometry, algebra, and different concepts of all the different types of maths. Bye.